Shalom. And all praise to the Most High, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Badash, and double honor to our apostles, elders, and bishops here at Great Millstone for teaching this truth that's gone all around the earth. And shalom to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Atazwan from the Great Millstone in St. Louis, and we're going to dive into a real quick lesson, all right, concerning what we call the MOTB, the micro C hip, all right, that will eventually be mandated. Okay, because you see that this NWO, all right, is forming up. And what I have is a clip that I'll play behind this. We'll read a few scriptures here, the usual scriptures that we deal with when it comes to the MOTB. All right, this thing is real and it's coming fast. We see all the different things that are going on with flooding right on the East Coast and so forth. And man, there's a lot of terror that's getting ready to break forth. And this will be one of them, one of the main prophecies yet to be, fulfilled or mandated here in Babylon the Great. And a lot of people are getting the sense that something very bad is getting ready to happen. Well, it is, okay? Now, the clip, I got that from the brother Arrows of Indignation 144. I'm not sure where he got it from, but watch the clip after we get these scriptures. And in this clip, it does go into how the mark may be implemented and some of the things that may happen due to its implementation, right? And it appears that it's like it's like a Christian quote unquote overview or their thought process. In this clip, I don't know if it was for a movie or of a Christian movie of some type. But with that being said, just take what you can out of it. All right, apply the scriptures to it, as you know, our apostles have taught us and our elders. All right, and apply the scriptures to it in its proper manner. All right, not so much of the clip's production and the quote-unquote Christian church aspect of it. All right, so eat the meat and leave the bones, in other words. So this is Revelation 13 and 16. It reads, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that understandeth count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Score is 20, so 3 of those would be 60, 666. All right. When you hear the clip, you'll hear them mention like it's particularly one man, right, that is quote unquote the Antichrist, which is not true. All right, it's many Antichrists. All right, but mainly this man who is in charge, a house of a man, his lineage, okay, is really what it is. All right, that will be, and we know them as the Edomites. All right, that are controlling the banking system, the money system, the currency, so on and so forth. All right. Revelation 3 and 10, it says, "Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation." That hour of temptation of when this is mandated, will you stand on the side of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai? Well, the elect will. But for all those out there who are on the fence, you're going to be faced with a decision, all right? And ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're not of the elect of the Lord, you're going to take it anyway, because you're going to be scared to death and you're going to want to eat, all right, amongst other things. Back in verse 10, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my power, or Yahweh, and I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches, right? Unto the believers, okay? To be prepared for this time, all right, that will come, that hour of temptation, right? From the devil himself. Jeremiah 30 and verse 5, it reads, For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Right? That's a time that's coming, and it's called Jacob's trouble because it really is for Jacob. Okay? All right? The Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, to be tried upon the earth. All right? And those of you who are not of the elect, you are part of the 2/3 group, you'll be destroyed during this time. Okay, you take that mark, you're going to be destroyed. Daniel 12 and 1, it reads, And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. All right, the elect of the Lord will have deliverance. All right, will be protected under the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because these times that are coming up, and you know how Jake is. Jake cannot go without eating. All right, they go into a conniption if they don't eat 3, 4, 5 times a day. Okay, always chewing. This second Ezra 15 and 16, it says, For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So it's going to be a terrible, terrible time. All right. Not just with trying to have food or something to eat or something to drink, access to water, access to food, access to medicine. All of this is going to be a terrible time. There will be no safety. Okay, verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. And we've gone into it many times. The sword is just any type of instrument, whether it be an actual blade or whether it's a pistol or shotgun or automatic weapon or whatever it may be, all right, in these modern times. And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for what? Great tribulation, great troubles, great problems, okay? And that's right at the doorstep. There's not much time left. Revelation 20 and 4, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. Okay, those that will be tested in that time, and there will be beheadings in that time. Okay, there were times, of course, in the past where capital punishment back then, they did such a thing, but you know what? That thing is gaining traction right now. You got a government leader that thinks it's okay to order 30,000 guillotines, okay? So it's not that far-fetched, all right? We'll get this last scripture, and then after this, I'll roll that clip, all right? Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right. All of the scriptures that we basically use to tell you, to warn you about what's coming. Actually, what's here that hasn't been mandated yet. All right. So watch the clip at the end of this and, take out of it what you can and leave the rest of it. All right. This is just to continuously put it in the forefront of your mind to keep you aware that these days are just about here. And with that, I'll say shalom. On to the video.
Today marks a historic step forward in our national security. Let's go live to reporter Sarah Martinez at the registration center downtown.
More than 50,000 people have come here this morning to register. This is the future of secure identification,
linking identity, healthcare, and payments in one verified system.
When the mark of the beast is introduced, countries will present it as a matter of national security. Every financial institution, from the banks, hospital, and even supermarkets, will state that it is a requirement that you have the mark.
I'm sorry, but without the mark, we can no longer provide you access.
Banks won't allow you to access any funds without it, and supermarkets won't allow you to purchase any goods without it.
You'll need to get registered before you can shop here, sir.
Hospitals won't treat any patient who hasn't been marked.
I'm sorry, ma'am. We can't proceed without your digital mark.
The mark of the beast won't be branded as evil. No, the mark will be incentivized. Early takers will be offered discounts and access to products and services. Then, gradually, those benefits will be exclusive, only to be available for the marked. They'll call it modern convenience. You'll call it a small price to pay, until the day you can't eat without it. Can't travel.
Reminder, all riders must verify digital identity before boarding.
Can't breathe in society.
I'm sorry, sir. We can't proceed without verification.
Unless you bear the symbol. You see, when the mark of the beast is introduced, the Antichrist will make life without it so difficult that many will simply cave into the pressure. People will feel the pressure from society to conform.
James Carter, please follow me to room 4.
You will see a desperate longing in the faces of people who just want life to return to normal. They simply want to be able to buy and sell freely. They want to work, socialize, and cling to whatever freedom they once had. The price to pay for this? A simple mark on the forehead or on the right hand. When the mark of the beast is introduced, every lukewarm Christian will become fervent followers of Christ as reality sets in that they are living through the tribulation. When the mark of the beast is introduced, you will see churches will be split down the middle. Pastors who once preached a sugar-coated gospel of comfort will fall silent, exposed under the weight of truth they never dared to speak.
I don't know what to say anymore.
Some will endorse the mark. Their deception will have no bounds. They will call it a blessing, a new beginning.
This is a blessing, a new beginning.
They'll say,
God understands.
and many will follow, blind and relieved to no longer feel the sting of conviction. But the remnant will rise. Even during the tribulation, there will be some who will persist in living for Jesus Christ. You'll find them in basements, in forests, in abandoned buildings, whispering scripture.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
Breaking bread like the early church once did. These will be the very people the Antichrist hates and seeks to destroy. The world will mock them. Screens will show their faces, branded as extremists, threats to national unity. News anchors will smile as they read off charges.
Tonight, another extremist has been identified, unmarked, uncooperative, a danger to peace.
They'll be hunted not because they harm, but because they refuse to bow down to the man of lawlessness. When the mark of the beast is introduced, technology will become the enforcer.
Scan complete.
Scan complete. No mark detected.
Drones, scanners, surveillance will be the eyes of the beast, watching from every angle. Your movements tracked, your choices logged, every purchase calculated. You will not be able to hide in plain sight. The system will see you, and it will ask one question. Are you marked? Families will be torn. Fathers choosing survival. Mothers choosing safety. Children begging to be marked just to go back to school. And in that chaos, hearts will break. Love will be tested in a way no generation has ever known. Because when your faith costs you everything, you will find out if it was ever real to begin with. When the mark of the beast is introduced, comfort will become a currency of compromise.